أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. And always a reminder for myself, أنا عبدك العجيز الضعيف المسكين الظالم الجهل. مد يا سيدي يا رسول الكريم حبيب العظيم انظر حالنا واشفى لنا وعبدنا بمددكم ونظركم. مد يا سيدي يا سلطان الأولياء مع شيخ عبد الفيض الداغستاني. مد يا سيدي يا سلطان الأولياء مع شيخ محمد نازم حقاني. مد يا سلطان قلوبنا مولانا الشيخ هشام كباني. مدد الحق مدد الحق يا حجة الله المخلص. انظر حالنا واشفى لنا وعبدنا بمددكم ونظركم. Inshallah, always a reminder for myself, our life is tahzim al-Nabi is to spread the love and the majestic beauty in which Allah has dressed upon Sayyidina Muhammad, and it gives a honour to our lives. It gives an honour for the angels who are writing these realities, the scribes who form the kitab, their tashrif and their honour is in documenting the greatness of Sayyidina Muhammad. So it has a tremendous value upon our kitab, upon our being, and changes everything of our reality. And the majestic might and majesty of Allah and the gift in which dressed upon the realities of Sayyidina Muhammad, that from holy hadith oceans of realities can be brought out from Mawlana Shaykh's heart. They are the people of the Bab, the caretakers of the door of realities and knowledges, one for the soul to enter into that reality, and as a result of their struggle and their strive, the amount of energy that their soul is being dressed with, its byproduct is knowledge. Means the soul that is lacking a spiritual energy then is lacking the angelic knowledges. The soul that has the abundant fountains of energy because of the closeness that the soul is moving into that ocean of qudrah. Angels, energy is all qudrah. As the soul dresses from that qudrah, its byproduct are realities. Its intention is not the knowledge, its intention is the nearness to Allah, and the nearness to Allah is in the heart of Prophet. For us to traverse, to go to Allah, to be near to Allah, you have to be a Prophet of Allah. We're not a Prophet of Allah, but Allah made it to be easy that go to the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad, you'll find my Divinely Presence within that heart, and gives us a door, a bab to Allah's Divinely Presence. And Allah says, for every house there is a correct entry, go through the door. Don't come through the back, don't go through the window, go through the bab. And that hadith of Prophet is that, I am the cities of knowledge, and Imam Ali is the bab, and take your knowledge from the bab. Then they teach us that all of Holy Qur'an and manzil al-Qur'an, that the location of Qur'an, Holy Qur'an is a continuous flowing. It's not only the book that we have a paper manifestation. There was no book in time of Prophet. There was no book in the time of Sayyidina Muhammad. Prophet is walking Qur'an. That Qur'an is alive, is beyond life, beyond the oceans of hayat, beyond the ocean of creation, its location, the soul, the heart of the soul of Prophet is emanating those realities. So they say, all of Holy Qur'an in 30 juz. 30 juz in Surah Al-Fatiha. So when they teach qalb, they go to the qalb, qaf, lam, bah, qaf wal Qur'an al-Majid. So it's like the science formulas. You put qaf equals Qur'an, Qur'an al-Majid. That's the qaf. That was a part of that all of Holy Qur'an. Then ulama teaching that all the Qur'an is in this 30 juz, like a laser it's coming into 30 juz. Those 30 juz you will find in Surah Al-Fatiha. So Surah Fatiha recited 7 times brings the reward of all the recitation of Holy Qur'an. Not only that, but every verse of Holy Qur'an must be in these 7 ayahs. So Hamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen is then every ayah of Qur'an that talks about the praise of Allah manifests from the spring, because the kalam can't explain what the heart witnesses. So you have to bring it down to a level of trying to put it with words. Like an ocean. An ocean coming from where? There must be a source spring which flows like Niagara Falls and makes that ocean. So every verse of Holy Qur'an that's from praising, it's coming from the like Niagara Falls of Hamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. That verse of Hamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, every ocean of hamd and praise and description in Holy Qur'an is coming from that. When they talk about how it's condensed, means that every verse of these 7 verses, every ocean of reality of Holy Qur'an, it's 7 like waterfalls coming and filling oceans of realities. That Fatiha is the lamb. Fatiha is called liwal-ham, liwal-ham. Prophet is called liwal-ham, Surah Al-Hamd, and Prophet's name, one of his names, liwal-ham, the flag of praise. So that this Holy Qur'an will not be known by anybody in creation until Allah begins to reveal it through the heart and the soul. We're not talking about physicality, we're talking about malakut. In the world of souls, Allah's eternal reality opens with zuhur of Sayyidina Muhammad. So it means that all these realities are coming through that blessed and holy tongue of Sayyidina Muhammad, and that's why the title liwal hamd. That this qaf and all Allah's izzah and might and unimaginable realities of Holy Qur'an, it dresses the lamb, it blesses the lamb, it gives every amr and irada from Surah Al-Yasin, all my amr and all my will is in this reality. What I want spoken, this tongue will speak. What I don't want spoken of my realities will be the will of Allah known inside that lamb. The qaf and lam becomes qul, becomes Allah's Divinely speech, that nothing can carry the qul. There's no angel that can carry the qul. There's no prophet that can carry the qul except Sayyidina Muhammad. So So Prophet is the manifestation of Qul. Prophet is the manifestation of Allah's Divinely speech, this ancient tongue of Allah, its beginning, its end we don't know. And that Qul, that lamb, it's directing its speech to the Ba. Because all Qur'an, Holy Qur'an in Fatiha, all of Surah al-Fatiha in Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Means the secret of everything is in that key of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. 19 letters of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, 19 letters of Ahlul Bayt, Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussain, Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, peace and blessings be upon them all. There's 19 letters. And 19 huwa al-awwal and 9 huwa al-akhir. Awwal khalqillah wa khatam al-nabiyyin. Mean inheriting from all the realities, I am the first of Allah's creation and I am the khatam and the seal of all the Prophets of Allah. Means the Prophet carries that reality of 19. And the Ahlul Bayt are dressed with this Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So that Qul dresses the Ba and gives its izzah in its might, because all of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim can be found its power in the Ba. So you write, oh Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is in the Ba. And Prophet described, I am the city of knowledges. Means this qalb that Allah describes, that the purified qalb, that nothing can contain me but the heart of my believer, is not my qalb and your qalb, but the qalb of the heavens, the qalb of malakut, the qalb of Sayyidina Muhammad. This reality carries all of my realities. That reality I created it to be known. I am a hidden treasure wanting to be known, and Allah remains a hidden treasure, la sharik, there's no approaching Allah. I will be known by Sayyidina Muhammad. There is no vicinity in which to approach Allah. There's no sharik, there's no shabi, there's nothing like unto Allah. These are all oceans of al-hayat, and Allah beyond the oceans of hayat. Allah has no life and no death. Anything given a life, Allah says it was given its companion, which is death. So God is beyond life and death. This life and death is for us, for our experience. Allah said, I created life as an experience for you, so that you'll taste of death and you'll taste of life, but Allah far beyond that reality. So means that Ba is carrying all the reality, because it goes back the other way. The qalb, Qur'an al-Majid, all of it dressing the lamb, which is a L, is the lisan al-haq, is liwal ham, is the Fatiha. The Fatiha is a dress upon Sayyidina Muhammad, and ulama and awliyaullah know its realities. And that's why they say, Basira Surah al-Fatiha, it's enough for them to make du'a with Surah al-Fatiha. It encases and encapsulates all of Holy Qur'an and all the ayat al-shifa and all the ayahs of protection, of blessing and of mercy are in there. And they recite it with their key, that they've been given an authority over that and been dressed by that surah. They've been dressed by the lisan al-haq and they become lisan al-siddiq. They inherit from the sahabi, which are lisan al-siddiq al-aliyya, from Surah al-19, because the gift from the 19. Surah al-Siddiq, lisan al-siddiq al-aliyya, whom Allah granted that lisan has been given a tremendous gift. Means that all that reality in the Ba. And Prophet teaching us, come to the Bab. Take from the reality of the Bab, that is all the realities of Holy Qur'an, all the realities of ulum al-awwaleen wal-akhirin is at that door. Our life is about moving towards that door, moving towards that reality. That this is a description of the qalb, and this is the qalb in which Allah wants us to dress. That come to that Bab. They are the takers, caretakers of that door. The people of the Bab, their life and their reality in which Allah gave to them are the caretakers. Come to that Bab, lose your bad characteristics and enter with your heart. And immediately they begin to take you to lisan al-haq. They take you to the love of Prophet, to the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad, so that Prophet can dress us from the Divinely light of Allah, dress us from the secrets and the realities of Holy Qur'an. That Janab al-Haq, when this reality of Haqq Allah, that when the truth comes in the face of every falsehood, falsehood by its nature is perishing. Means when the truth of Allah comes, these are all these realities they're teaching us, come to this qalb, be dressed by this qalb. If this qalb begin to dress you and bless you, is going to dress you from these Divinely lights. These Divinely lights are the haqq of Allah. When that haqq of Allah comes, everything that it faces of falsehood it pushes away, and falsehood by its nature is always perishing. Means the greatness of Prophet is unknown, and most the ulama they don't understand it and realize it, that all these realities Allah dressed upon it. But why then the qissas of Qur'an from the Prophets? Because Allah wants ahlul tafakkur to understand the reality of Prophet. We said before, the beauty, the light of Prophet so majestic, so amazing, that if we begin to understand that greatness, we begin to understand that when the Prophets wanted a madad and support, they were given things. So the big ones that were understood, Sayyidina Sulaiman, because next month we're going into the reality of Surah al-Nahl, which is 27th surah. 27th and the kingdom, and every event is on the 27th as a holy night. And Sayyidina Sulaiman is teaching that when he prayed to Allah, Ya Rabbi, I need a mulk, I need an authority. I have nothing in this dunya to help people with, I have no authority in this dunya to help people with, and every shaitan and every badness is attacking me and my people. And in his du'a he was given a ring. Awliyaullah come and teach us, this is the sunnah of Sayyidina Muhammad, because the risalat of Prophet in malakut is ancient. I was a prophet before Adam was between clay and water. So it means the risalat of Sayyidina Muhammad is qadeem and ancient in malakut. And when something has to be given into the dunya at that time, they were given from the sunnah of Sayyidina Muhammad. So that Prophet authorized and gave the ring from his sunnah. The sunnah ring of Sayyidina Sulaiman gave power over budala, nujaba, nuqaba, awtad, akhyar, malaika wa jinn. Means every authority was given by what? A ring. And the people who don't understand tabarak, because last night we talked about when Allah opens your hand, tabarakalladhi biyadihi mulk. When Allah open a tabarak on your hand, because your heart, your qalb is matching that qalb. That qalb is filled from the Divinely lights of the Divinely presence, lights and powers begin to emanate. Not a power of authority, but Allah's izzah is dressing upon that servant's heart and emanating from their hands. When they take a ring from the sunnah of Sayyidina Muhammad, their ring has a power. And all the Prophets were begging Allah for these tabaraks. And under the nation of Sayyidina Muhammad we've been given that free. We've been given it as a gift. That's the greatness of Prophet. And people are running away from the sunnah. How many are running towards the sunnah? That the Prophets were struggling and begging Allah, send us, give us something so that we'll have an authority. And Allah sent from the sunnah of Sayyidina Muhammad, here's just a ring from the rings of Sayyidina Muhammad. With that ring you open everything, just the ring. If we were given Sayyidina Muhammad in entirety, like children who don't understand who their reality was given, we don't understand the greatness of what we have, what Allah gave. I gave you my most beloved, I gave you the one who carries all my reality in the heavens. That just a ring from Sayyidina Muhammad will open everything, everything. And that's why Prophet clarified for his Sahabi that my ulama are waris al-anbiya Bani Israel. To show why? An ihtaram that if they were, they would be prophets. And that's why he told the companion, if I had a prophet after me it would be Sayyidina Umar Farooq. But the respect, there is no prophecy after Prophet. So but the darajat is so high from what I dress them of my sunnah and all my realities, and they are my ashiqeen, they carry the reality of this qalb we just described. They are my lovers. You don't think the lovers of the sultan of the malakut or have power and authority? And Prophet describing, they are like the prophets of Bani Israel. Why? With a ring they can move mountains. Means if Prophet authorizes their hand, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يُبَيِّنُكَ يُبَيِّنُونَ اللَّهِ. If Allah put their hand upon their hand and Prophet hand upon their hand, everything they do is empowered by the Sultan of the heavens. Then Prophet gave them an asa and said, Nabi Musa begged for an asa. And when he got the asa of Allah means it came as the sunnah of Prophet. And with that asa he opened the oceans of difficulty to save his nation, to be faraj, to be free. From what asa? What gain? Because the only risalat is Sayyidina Muhammad. The others are all just agents. There's only one religion of Allah, there's only one Prophet of Allah, the only one believer of Allah. All of them are agents under the agency, under the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad. That's why Isra wa Miraj, for them to understand their marifah, that when my sultan comes, line up, pray behind him. And when he gives, they prayed Muhammadan salat. They prayed, and in tahiyyat they had to give their shahada to Sayyidina Muhammad. How did they pray? They prayed our Islamic prayer. They had to give their shahada, As-salamu alayka ayyuhan nabi wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. So all the Prophets, 124,000 Prophets, they prayed, they accepted Islam, they gave their shahada and they reached their marifah. And then Prophet left. Why he had to go visit them? He's meeting with Allah. But as a rahmah, as a mercy, I'll complete your faith. Allah sent, go pray for them, give them their shahada, make them to all be Muslim, complete their deen and come up to see me. And Nabi Musa begged for the asa and the cane, that with that cane part the ignorance and the oceans of ignorance. Nabi Musa threw his cane and it became a slayer and destroyer of every magic. What do you think about the cane of the ulama of Sayyidina Muhammad? It doesn't have a magic, doesn't have a power to destroy all magic. It doesn't have an izzah and a might from Allah that no magic in their presence has any authority. If their hand is from the hand that upon the hand of Sayyidina Muhammad, upon the hand is Allah on their hand, They carry the sunnah and they carry the reality of all the prophets of Bani Israel upon this earth. 124,000 awliyaullah must be on this earth at all times, and they walk in the majesty and the might of the prophets of Bani Israel. They were begging Prophet for sunnahs, they were begging for an asa, they were begging for a ring, and we got it as an inheritance. And most ulama leave it. Most people don't wear their ring, most people leaving all their sunnah of what Prophet gave to us because we don't understand its majesty. We pray that Allah dress us from those lights, bless us from those lights, increase us in that love and in that understanding so that we can reach to where Allah wants us to reach. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa bi sirri Surat al-Fatiha.
سيدنا النبي سيدنا النبي سيدنا النبي سيدنا النبي